Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News, coming to you on this Thursday morning. I hope everyone's doing well. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the alert bell. Helps out with the algorithm. Helps me grow the channel. Much appreciated. All right, it's Halloween season, so of course we've got the story that won't die, the zombie relationship known as Brendan and Pieper. They're like Weekend at Bernie's. They're propped up and they're still walking around. I guess, are they? A report says that they have fake unfollowed each other, and I don't blame them. I mean, no one would ever want to be in this situation they're in, but I don't blame them in that situation to cut ties on social media. Not to say that that's going to help their cases. I'll share with you guys the unnamed report that they have unfollowed each other, but they're still dating. And then I'll share with you guys some Instagram growth, how much Natasha's grown. Hey, and one of the contestants, a night one reject, has finally reached 1 million followers on Instagram. Isn't this amazing? Do me a favor, follow me. I'm at 11,000. Come on, help this old plebeian Dave Neal here. Follow me at DNeals. And let's get right into it. If you haven't already, I've got a Facebook community called Dave Neal's Community, 1,100 members. We started it kind of like only a few weeks ago. And on the community, I've got a community-specific post right here. This is the only place in the world you're going to find this video. It's just a quick 2-minute update on some things behind the scenes. I'll be posting over there exclusive content, so you can also chat with the people in the comment section there. All right, so let's get into this story here. We've got Demois, which, to be honest, has been right, and they've been wrong. But, they get it right pretty often. These unnamed sources, people they call BS. They call Dale and Claire. They've called a lot of things. The next video will give the update on Dale, Claire, and Abigail. Of course, the longer that story goes on, the more we believe Abigail had no idea of the previous relationship. We'll get into all that, so hit subscribe for that content. That'll be up about an hour after this one. But what we have here is from chris@gmail.com, who, by the way, chris@gmail.com, if that's really their email, what a great email. I feel like you could sell that for a lot of money. The message is, I have a credible source who is a former Bachelor contestant who can confirm that Pieper and Brendan only unfollowed one another for show. They are still together and hanging out, posting about it to close friends stories. You guys know the close friends stories. It's the button you hit where it only goes to a select few people. I would have so many trust issues if I was them, if I were them. I would totally have trust issues with posting anything together. But that's the story, and that's what we have to work on. Again, we look at Pieper. She's at 74,000, and she posted a statement yesterday. It might still be up. No, it looks like it's down. We made the video yesterday, just essentially saying, I'm going to stay off Instagram. I've got incredible anxiety. Now, the biggest, I would say, issue people have with that is that she seems to not having not apologized to Natasha for what went down. But, it doesn't mean her anxiety is not real. It just means maybe she could use some help from friends to fully address what went down. I know how it goes. Look, you apologize once and then you're like, that solves that. And then you got to apologize again. And next thing you know, 5 apologies later, you're finally figuring it out. But hey, apologies are free. Go on a podcast and have a good conversation about it. The truth will set you free. But it doesn't look like they were willing to share the truth.
Can't handle the truth.
There it is, folks. All right, so Brendan's here, 240,000. Now, if we look at these numbers, Natasha, 482,000, has now doubled Brendan, which is insane, right? Because he was in the 340s, and she was like 80. She only had like 70 or 80,000. This might not seem like a big deal to people, but let's assume that the best performing Bachelor people make about $1 per year on their following. So she went from an $80,000 salary to almost $500,000. Now, that would mean that she's doing the right sponsorships and promos, and who knows if that's true, but the fact is, even with Brendan at 240,000, that's not worth anything right now after companies saw that he was fired by Nordic Trek. And even if he wasn't going to work with Norditrek in the future, they still were pressured to say, we're not working with him. His values don't align with ours. So I would say for the next year, don't expect for him to be making much money at all on his Instagram, which is a huge blow. You guys can decide for yourselves if the juice is worth the squeeze there, but that is a huge blow to his livelihood. It's amazing how following Natasha to spite Brendan and also support an amazing woman was a great unifying force around this sub. I'm going against the grain here, but I have to say Brendan's plan worked out perfectly. for Natasha. Yeah, his plan to get more followers worked out for Natasha. Justice, I go and check their Instagram every once in a while just to see this, and it gives me a sense of satisfaction to know that my girl Natasha at least got one good thing out of Paradise. It saddens me because she did have prospects. She just gave the wrong man a chance with her. Yeah, of course. A little bit of heartbreak for Natasha is going to go a long way in her career. She is heavily favored to be the next Bachelorette. There's a long ways away before that happens. Maybe someone from the next Bachelor season will wow everybody. In Bachelor Nation, we just like shiny red balls. Like, we love Natasha, and then someone else comes along with a sob story, and we're like, what? Squirrel? But I wanted Natasha. You can find the old videos, but I wanted Natasha when I saw her on her Bachelor podcast. I was like, oh, she's got to, because that's the first time I got to see her outside of the, on camera where they didn't really show her off that well. And I go, wow, she's actually fun. She's got a good personality type. She's sweet. She would be the perfect Bachelorette. All right, so Bachelor data here. I'm going to share with you guys some more insight into the monetization of how much these contestants are making, because people wonder, like, oh, why is it such a big deal? Shouldn't they be there for love? Yeah, they should be there for love, of course. With Brendan and Pieper, I think people had less of a problem with them wanting to gain more followers and more of a problem with the egregious way in which Brendan stayed on the show by stringing Natasha along. I think we can all agree that was, way bigger of an infraction. But look at this. Joe just passed 1 million followers on Instagram. Isn't that insane? He was voted off night one of Becca Kufrin's season, and they have since just become friends. How wild is that? Let's see, I've got some other stories here. I wasn't going to play this, but now that we're on Joe, let's just have a listen to Joe and Becca kind of chirping back and forth with each other.
I'm also very youthful. I think I am, yeah. So it doesn't really bother me at all.
Joe, you are youthful, but you're like this. You have this youth like in a grandpa's like curmudgeon body sometimes, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know how to take that.
Now, I wouldn't call Joe youthful. I would call someone like Kenny youthful. Kenny, for a 40-year-old, Kenny's pretty youthful. He's over there running around with his willy hanging out. He's booping and bopping around. He's got a tan and tattoos. I don't know if that makes him youthful. Whereas Joe, to me, he's the type who would be on his porch yelling at people to get off his lawn. But that's just me. What do I know? I don't know much about Joe. But good for him. Congratulations. That's kind of fun that he got all the way from first night out to number one. I thought I saw, you can go find the comments on Bachelor data for that. And then also the Bachelor in Paradise Instagram growth, the final 24-hour update. So you get to see all these fun charts. Final growth is always looking forward to watching this growth over the next few days. So yeah, there's clearly guys like Ed didn't stand a chance. He didn't do too well, but Wells, I don't know why Wells had so much growth. I guess he didn't have too much. He just had a big number starting off. Anyway, let's go over here to Jason Tartick's podcast. This is interesting stuff. He interviewed Bachelor Data's Susanna. We interviewed her a few weeks ago. Hey, you're just trying to rip out, you're trying to poach my people? She's with us. I'm kidding. We like Jason Tartick. Although, I'll be honest, I don't like restart, reset. I don't like the branding going on here. I don't really understand what it is. But the Trading Secrets podcast is great. It's a great podcast. So let's have a listen to these 2 Instagram reels that he put together. They're very fascinating.
So the people coming off Paradise, they're going to range from A to Z. Some of them will be doing $100,000 packages deals for
Natasha.
sure. There's only a few of them. I can think of them off the top of my head. There's some people coming off Paradise that absolutely ruined their brand, in which they would have got 20, 10,
Brendan.
30,000, 5,000, 3,000, $2,000 deals prior to Paradise.
Zero.
But brands don't want to associate anymore with what they have put out on that show. So while some people are going to walk off that show with $100,000 plus packages once they're eligible to post, there are going to be some that could have walked out with big packages and they won't get a frickin' penny. It'll be interesting to see the discrepancy, but those that have won on Paradise, and I can think about 4 to 6 right now, will make in the next year or two hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars if they do it right.
Now, Becca Kufrin is going to crush. Not that she wasn't already, but she is going to crush when it comes to, let's just go back here and type her name, B. Kuf. Let's see what she's at. She's got to be in the 1.5 range, right? So she's absolutely thriving over the 1.2 million. And by the way, Becca Kufrin, I've got a show in North Hollywood. I heard you just moved to North Hollywood. So if you want to come to my show next Friday night, Salty AF Comedy Show live at T-Pop, Friday, October 15th. 7 p.m. show. It'll be a ton of fun. That's your personal invitation, Becca. If anyone else wants to come, you guys are invited too. I'm not just inviting Becca. Thomas, you can show up. You got to sit in the back. You're too tall. Get out of the front row. All right.
People coming off.
So that's now when Jason Tartick says some people will not make any money coming off, I think of Brendan, number one, and then Pieper. She'll still make a few bucks. She'll still do some work. I'm trying to think after that if there's anybody else that came off and actually lowered their chances. People like Connor Brennan. Of course, he's gonna, he's caused no harm whatsoever. Grew his following a little bit, moving along. Someone said Deandra, of course, Marissa, Riley. Of course, if they want to, Riley's a successful lawyer. Who knows if he even wants to dabble in the influencer game? But why not? You know what I mean? Sell some lob textbooks. I don't know. What do you sell? Sell one of those judge's wigs and a gavel. Who knows? Am I out of touch? Speaking of being out of touch, Brendan, he's going to lose big money. He's losing big money here. And then other people that will be gaining, of course, Natasha, of course, Becca. Joe's at $1 million. That's a big difference to get up to $1 million. And that's big six-figure incomes they're going to be getting right there. And for people to go, oh, why do they deserve all that money and this and that? Well, you got to realize that money was being spent in other media purchases before then. So there were plenty of executives behind the scenes, plenty of people that worked in commercial and other ad buys that were just killing it, that were doing very well. So we don't look at them as why do they deserve it? Why did the other people deserve it? There's just a lot of people. There's a lot of money in media. There's a lot of money in sales. The people that make a lot of money are the people that can sell a product. So if you can sell a product on your Instagram and reach out to your audience, what Jason Tartick has shown in other podcasts that he has, which is a fantastic, really fantastic podcast he has, talking about the money side of things, growing your wealth. What they show is that influencer marketing, it isn't decreasing. It's going up. Companies are really realizing the micro influencers, people under 100,000, maybe even people with 11,000.8, followers. Maybe they'll start making some money too. I don't make a penny on my Instagram. I'll tell you that much. So anyway, let's go to his other video. This was talking with Susanna from Bachelor Data. Great podcast here. Check out this clip.
The follower counts on Colton season and Hannah Brown season were fucking insane. You got Tyler Cameron coming off with 2 million followers. Hannah Brown's the most followed bachelorette in the history. What do you attest it to?
Really what it comes down to with followers, whatever show it is what's the storyline that's going to make somebody want to follow you? So like Hannah B, she's one of the few that didn't stop skyrocketing after her season ended. And why was that? It's because her and Tyler ended after the final rose with, you want to go get a drink sometime?
Just thought maybe we could go for a drink and just hang out.
I would love to. Just tell me when. I'm there.
It's like, of course we're going to follow them now to see what happens. And then they analyze like every single moment on social media trying to figure out if they were together. And then the quarantine crew happened and they just continued to just climb up with their followers.
The follower counts on Colton.
Yeah, it's like, oh, Hannah did so great. And then she said the N-word on a song, and then her following skyrocketed. Who would have known? The South. I'm kidding. Come on. I'm not, though. That's what happened. All right. Not making fun of it to be, make it light of it. It's just wild. It's wild that some people get fired from shows, and then she's just like, I'm going to go win Dancing with the Stars now. Hey, look, she apologized. Didn't she? I don't know. You tell me. Alrighty, folks. We got more content coming up. I've got, like I said, Abigail, Claire, and Dale coming up. And then I've got my Survivor recap, which I just made. And of course, don't forget to go check out Dave Neal's community. You're going to need to be here. You're going to need to be in Dave Neal's community for show updates, stand-up comedy, meet and greets, merch, things like that. We'll be starting the toy drive next month. It's going to be a massive toy drive. We're going to be starting to help underprivileged families be able to afford a good Christmas. Wouldn't that be nice, folks? Or Hanukkah, or whatever, Kwanzaa. I don't care what label you put on it. Get your kid a present at the end of Q4 is my point. And if you can't afford it, we're gonna have a toy drive to help people out. And I think that's gonna be a fantastic way to wrap up an otherwise fantastic year of Bachelor Nation content. So yeah, check out the Survivor recap. I just posted it. I'll put it in the comments below. Dave Neal's community, and I'm on Patreon. Dave Neal. Patreon.com/Dave Neal. I'll have a new episode out tomorrow. No live stream today. No live stream next week. We'll be coming back the day of Michelle's season premiere, 2 Tuesdays from now, and then we'll hit the ground running so hard with that. All right, folks, we'll talk to you in a little bit. Bye-bye now.